Hey guys, it's Mark from Erickson Machine. So today we're going to be showing you the new dyno setup. Old dyno setup, we'll call it Dyno 2.0. So we've had an engine dyno for about a decade, maybe a little bit longer. So we recently upgraded it to YourDyno control. So that way, with the videos that we're getting ready to do, we can show you all the data. So our old dyno just tested horsepower and torque, didn't really give us any other outputs. So I had AFR, a lambda setup on it, but it read separately. Had EGT bungs, but all read separately. Now the new YourDyno Ultimate setup that we have can control it all and data log it all. So we can show you guys more information. So let's get started. I'll show you what we built. Hey guys, I want to take a second, thank everybody that went to ericksonmp.com and ordered merch. Greatly appreciated. You guys helping me out with that type of stuff helps us make cool content like this and allows us to share even more. We're super appreciative to all the people that have gone and supported us. I've been impressed with how many people have done it. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. What we're going to end up doing, in the next month or so, we're going to start doing some giveaways, and we still have the 10K giveaway that we're going to end up doing. So I haven't fully decided how we're going to do that yet, but some of it is going to just be to channel subscribers and people that follow us on Instagram, stuff like that. Others is going to be like people that buy merch from us and post a picture, send us a picture of you working on your stuff with our merch, stuff like that. And it's going to go towards the 10K giveaway as well. So thank you guys for everybody that has supported us. I really appreciate it. If you guys have a second, check out the site, even sticker, anything like that, greatly appreciate it. It helps us out a lot, and that helps us put more money into making cool stuff like this. So thanks as always, guys. All right guys, so here's Chris Scudder's 1100. So I'll show a video of the first pulls we did on it, which was running stock 44 carbs just with the choke plates taken out. So this is an engine, if you followed Wave Raider Gang, Chris has kind of documented everything on this engine. So he came, I don't know, a week or so ago. We dyno tested it. And then when we went to put the DASA 48 carbs on it, we noticed the intake manifold wasn't machined for 48, so I had to port it, and he will be coming back. So how we have this set up right now, it's our ported cylinder, our ported cases, OEM crank. I think I welded the crank. You'd have to check on Chris's stuff. ProTech head, 150 PSI. The first dyno pulls we did, we ran it with the stock 1100 CDI. At the moment, we are setting it up with the Zeal and putting 48s on it. So the dyno, it's a 9-inch water land and sea toroidal water brake. We are going to be switching the load cell. So right now it's got the land and sea load cell, which has worked fine. What I have always done with the engine dyno is, and I'll show you on the side in a second. So we have a 300-gallon tank, water tank, to feed the water brake, and then we have a 300-gallon tank to feed the engine. So both basically, so the water comes in. The way this dyno ends up working is this basically ends up acting as a brake. So water gets injected in here, and as this impeller spinning connected, the water is sheared, which creates braking action, which then squeezes on a load cell. And with that and the RPM, the YourDyno Ultimate calculates it all and gives you horsepower and torque. It also, with this one, which is nice, it also allows calculating for inertia, so it makes it much more accurate than the old Land and Sea setup I ran for years. So here we go. This is tank 1, which this is feeding the load cell, which we have straight 2-inch going straight to that pump, and then return and the vent return, and then this is for the engine cooling. And this pump, the way we have it set up is, you know, I can run up to 3 half-inch lines. Well, technically there's still a fitting up here to run a 4th, so 3 half-inch lines coming out of this pump, which is 20 gallons per minute, way more than the jet pump can produce. And this is what we've run for a long time. It's worked perfectly, you know, per setup, whatever we want to run. And then pretty soon we're going to end up controlling it with a load valve to a flow control valve, sorry, to set it up where we can vary the flow. So that is the dyno. The way I have it set up right now, it's running, you know, for people that want to know the setup. So it's a 9-inch Land and Sea water brake that we modified. We're getting ready to run the YourDyno load control valve. So basically what this does is this valve puts more or less water into the brake to slow the engine down, basically, to brake the engine. This valve, you know, some of these engines make so much power, this valve doesn't quite react as quickly as I'd want it to. So we're going to end up converting this to run the water. So I've always run more water than we needed to cool the engines, because 2-strokes on dynos have a tendency of blowing up. One way to stop them from blowing up is having them be extra cool. So what we're going to end up doing, and I talked to the guys at YourDyno, which they've been super helpful in all of this, we're going to set it up where this is actually now going to regulate the water going to the engine. So as the RPM goes up, the water flow will go up as well, which will help us set up with tune pipes and show stuff like that. We can show pressure readings, and then the new load control valve will run this dyno. So we'll be able, with this setup, we'll be able to test up to around 400 horsepower, which for the most part is good enough for most of the 2-stroke stuff that we do. Bigger than that, I'm SOL, at least at the moment. So, or, you know, I'll end up double stacking if we go higher than that. Obviously, something like this will not exceed 400 horsepower, not even close. So I'll put a link, you know, I'll put a little snippet of the dyno pull on this. We're going to be doing a giveaway with some merch. So put down in the comments below how much horsepower you think this made. Stock ignition, 44 carbs. It's a fully ported 1100. They make 110 horsepower stock. Let's hear what you think that this thing put out. So that's this setup. Our fuel tank, which obviously we don't need more than a gallon. And then go on to the computer and show. So on here, temperature, horsepower, we can run 8 temperature probes. So there will be EGTs set up on this, and monitoring the water temperature coming out of the dyno, water temperature coming out of the engine. So on most of the 2-stroke stuff that we tune, I tune with EGT probes, not O2 sensors. You know, O2 sensors work great for 4-strokes. I've not had great luck with them with 2-strokes. They read funny, they burn out quickly, they don't like oil. So we do have the capabilities to do it, and I'm sure we will do some things with it, but you know, you really want the O2 sensor, you know, 24 inches downstream, 18 to 24 inches downstream, which would be about here, which is right where we're injecting a whole bunch of water at the stinger. So, you know, the tricky thing is injecting the water changes the tune. So if we stop doing that, we're not running the engine the same. In my opinion, there's no real reason to do it. So, you know, if anybody's wondering why, you know, we have all this stuff and we don't use it on this, that is mainly for the 4-stroke stuff. So, you know, but this is the new setup that we finally got up and running. Runs, the pump we're running is 76 gallons per minute at full tilt, which at 50 psi gives us right about 400 horsepower. So this is our new dyno. If you guys can think of anything cool that you want to see us dyno PWC related, let us know. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of dyno videos. So we're going to be showing you, you know, stock 701, ported 701, big bore 701, and then some of the big stroker stuff that we build, where I'll be, you know, 11 and 1200 cc twins, you know, and this. So this one has been surprising how much power it made. You're going to have to wait to find out the actual number, but I was pleasantly surprised. So, you know, with all that, please like, share, and subscribe. Check out the YourDyno if you're interested in converting your dyno, no pun intended, to YourDyno. Man, I gotta say, the conversion really went well. I had contacted him saying that, you know, the land and sea setup I bought, I really never built. I built this stand years ago, but I never really built a complete dyno. This time, you know, we made the reluctant wheel, we made, yeah, basically everything to make it work. He just supplied us with the sensors, wiring, how to wire it, even how to convert the land and sea stuff to work with YourDyno, what would work, what wouldn't work, and even took the time to help me out while we were setting this up the first time to get it programmed, and it really worked perfectly right out of the box. I gotta say, I've been thoroughly impressed with YourDyno. And then here is the YourDyno control, so where we can have a ton of outputs on it. As I said, the main reason I bought this whole setup was so that we could do a graph and show you everything right on the computer instead of having to record each individual sensor like I used to do. Now we can just give it the beans and see what it'll do. You know, and we'll probably do some fun stuff trying to blow some stuff up to see, you know, spraying it. You know, we used to run nitrous on these things years ago, so we'll probably do some nitrous setups to show you, you know, how much horsepower you can make with nitrous on these little engines. So as I said, guys, if you guys have anything you want to see done, comment down below. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. Have a great day, guys.